you here? Who's here with me? Show yourself. I know you're here. Am I reaching you? Can you hear me? Who's here with us? We need to communicate. Hey everybody, it's Daniel.
And Stephanie.
This is My Haunted Diary Communion, and we are here. We're back at Monroe Center, where I've been doing a lot of little videos here the last few weeks and stuff. Monroe Center is actually, if you followed anything, is a ghost town here near Traverse City. It's actually quite close to where we live. There's not a lot left of the town. This is the cemetery that we're at. Up the road a little ways, there's actually the church and the general store. Some of the farmhouses and stuff around here are actually original to the area. And the old one-room schoolhouse is actually not far from here as well, although that's converted into a residence, as well as the general store. So things have changed, but the cemetery is still here. And the reason that this kind of intrigued me a little bit was that there are stories about lights dancing through the trees here. So that was kind of what we wanted to check out. But in the exploration of that, we did find out that there is also the story that a bear walker is associated with those lights. And to recap that, a bear walker is a shaman, usually referred to as an evil a sorcerer type almost, that can actually transform, much like I'm sure you've heard of skinwalkers, along those lines. But in this case, the predominant form that they choose is of a bear. And when they take that form, it's usually to seek retribution or revenge towards other natives, is how the legend goes. Now, there's some interesting things about the bear walker that I found out. And I mentioned the other day that, like, if you are walking a path and you come upon a bear walker, that you're actually supposed to walk backwards, pick up a pinch of dirt from the ground, put it in your lip, and the bear walker will not hurt you. Interesting things I thought about the bear walker are that the powers of the bear walker are handed down. So, like, literally, if this legend goes back and there was someone that had these powers, they've handed them on to somebody else. Now, whether that person's in the area or not is tough to say, but and I've not been able to trace why that legend stuck here. A bear walker's in its bear form is said to have lights around it, and so I think that's why it stuck. And it's I believe an Odawa legend. So we've been checking it out, and one of the first times I was down here, it had snowed, and there were a line of tracks leading from the front of the cemetery to the hill back behind us here. And I didn't think too much of that because, I mean, obviously people have loved ones here. It's a functional cemetery. But I came by a couple days later after it had snowed, and the same trail of tracks was there. It got even a little weirder when at home, again after a snowstorm, I had very similar tracks in our yard. They had shoes. It wasn't anything barefoot, nothing supernatural looking. But whatever had crossed through our yard had gone over the gates or through the gates. It didn't make a lot of sense at the time, so I kind of followed that. And then the other day I came down here and I kind of followed the path here where that trail would have gone. So so we've had a lot of weird things. And I was just talking to Stephanie earlier today. We've been having a lot of strange stuff happening at home. And we did actually, I know you had gotten a care package with some things from some of your relatives that have passed away, so we thought maybe it was associated with that. But I have to speculate also if it has to do with my visiting here, if something is following us from here. So we have set up a little bit of equipment here. We're not going to do a ton, but I do have, because this tree has kind of intrigued me from the get-go. I mean, it's obviously a very old tree. And this would be one of them where you've seen the lights. So what we've got our millimeter over here, and I'm going to turn the REM pod on that because that's not on yet, and our voice recorder over here, just in case that picks up something. So All right, so the REM pod is on. It is very cold, so we're gonna try and get this done as quick as we can before we freeze, but we wanna run some sessions. So we are gonna do a few different sessions here, and I don't know that it's gonna quiet down any more than it is. I'm gonna let you, Stephanie, hold on to this recorder. I'm gonna hit the record button, and you are gonna hold this one. Lock it, and there we go. Don't freeze, don't freeze, don't freeze. Okay. All right, so we're gonna try and do an echo box session, and I've got everything set up here, so we're gonna run with this. And right off the gate, let's ask right now: is there anybody here with us? If you're here with us, can you tell us your name, please? I'm gonna turn this way a little bit to kind of block the wind a little. We've heard a lot of stories about this cemetery. Are any of those stories real? Are any of those true? We've been told that people see lights here. Is that true? Question? 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 Some of the stories talk about there being a bear walker here. Is that true? We're getting a lot of voices through, but not a lot's coming through clearly. Can you be more clear? Are the lights from another source? If so, what causes the lights here? Leave, and leave. Leave, and leave. Leave, and leave. Leave, and leave. You don't want us here? We don't mean any harm. Can you give us a name? Can you tell us who you are? This is your chance to communicate. What causes the lights here? What causes the phenomenon here? Does it have to do with spirit? Does it have to do with ghosts? All right, we're going to wrap up this session. I'll do another one in a few minutes. Thank you for talking to us. I'm going to sign off in 3, 2, 1. Goodbye. All right, well, there was some stuff there. We'll have to go over that a little bit, see what we can pull from it. Hopefully the wind's not too strong. It doesn't seem too bad. We're going to do some more sessions with that in a few moments. Let's go over by this little bench here. I can actually set. All right, so I'm going to try a little bit of a session with the SB7 Spirit Box. This, of course, sweeps radio frequencies, so we're going to just see if we can get anything to come through this. So I'm going to just ask some questions of this, and we're going to see if anything comes through. Again, I'd like to ask who's here with us today. Can you speak to us through this device? Can you tell us anything about Monroe Center, the town that used to be here? Did you live here? Pretty quiet in some spots, and then a little bit will come through. It's really going to be hard to tell what comes through without doing analysis, so hopefully we're getting some stuff, but you know, out here in the field it's really going to be difficult to tell if I'm getting anything through there. My name is Daniel. Do you know who I am? What year is it for you? Did you have a job? You had one job. No. Hopefully the camera's not shaking too bad because I'm like freezing. All right, well, we thank you. I hope we got some responses through there. We'll try some other things. That sounded like thanks so much. Thank you. That was pretty cool. It sounded like a gentleman came through and said thanks so much. So that's very, very cool. I guess, sir, could you tell us your name? All right.
Penrod. Mother Rosa, son Donald. $1899 she was born.
Wow.
There's no husband that I can see, just mother and son. Rosa and Donald Penrod.
All right. We're just kind of checking out some of the stones that are out here. No, I mean, it's interesting because there are actually some people here that we know from the area because we worked around here. And and a lot of the names here, I saw the Woodrigs, just a lot of different names of people that we know that have family members here. I don't really want to, I mean, I guess it's okay if I show names of people on here, but, you know, again, we're very respectful. We aren't out here to cause any problems. We're just doing a little research on if there is some kind of activity here. There's cows out there. Wow. Like I said, this section of the cemetery is a lot newer. The older stones are down further in. think I'll take a walk down there and get some of those. These are the trees where lights have been seen. As it gets a little darker, we're gonna kind of just nestle up in the car and watch and see what we see here. See if we can spot these lights. Definitely some older stones. This one's hard to even read. Born 1812, died 1897. Very old.